Hey, Phobos, sisters, brothers, and others, I'm Jinx.
I'm clueless.
And this is Sick Sisters of the Macabre.
SSOTM?
I get, yeah, I guess so. I'm sick. I'm fine. Just, I know y'all can hear it.
Sodom.
Sodom. Like with
Sodom.
snakes. Snakes. No,
A
I'm sure
slytherin
you can hear that I'm
snake.
I'm a snag.
This slytherin little snake.
Yeah. I have metapneumovirus. I'm fine. It's basically just a really phlegmy cold. But it's in the chest, so that's fun. Taking meds for it. I'm okay. Moving on. Q, what are we
What?
talking about today?
We are talking about Greek and Roman divine punishment.
Oh shit.
One
It's about to
more
get real.
literal than the other.
Okay.
We're going to be talking about my favorites since middle or high school.
Mm-hmm.
Most definitely high school. Furies and
Mm-hmm.
Harpies.
Oh,
Or
Furies and Harpies.
Yep, or Irenaeus. I think is how you say it. Irenaeus. Irenaeus. That's how they were originally called the Furies.
Mm-hmm.
But
This is your research. I didn't look into this on purpose. Well, I
you
didn't
were.
know you were doing Furies, but I knew you were doing Harpies. I didn't look into them.
That was at the last second.
Yeah. Hey, but you know what? I'm super proud of you. You worked really hard on this episode, so let's fucking do it.
All right. We're going to talk about their origins and then peter down from there.
Fantastic. Let's go.
Okay, so Harpies and Furies are both punishment deities in a way. And their origin leads up to why they are.
Are they actually considered deities? I think they were just beasts,
What?
not deities. They're not gods. They weren't made godlike, were they? Because deity you have to be very careful with.
Uh, I didn't want to call them gods,
Well, that's what a
but
deity is, in a way.
yeah, but they're born of them, so they're kind of
Mm,
gods by lineage.
okay.
Getting into
I'm sorry.
the
I just
lore.
wasn't sure.
No, you're
I
fine.
just wasn't
It's
sure.
it's a wish-washy thing, and I'll tell
Mm,
you why.
okay.
All right,
Go for
so
it. I'm sorry. I'll be quiet.
you are a-okay. Ask me the questions, and I will answer them to the best of my ability. But more than likely, it's probably going to be answered in the thing. But do ask. I'll tell you if it's in.
Yeah, fair
All right,
enough.
so harpies have a lineage. Their father, in the more official sense, is Thaumas. He's an ancient sea god who personifies the wonders of the sea.
Oh, okay.
And his name derives from the Greek Taumatos.
Tomato!
I know! But
Tomato!
it's spelled weird, meaning
Mhm,
miracle or wonder. And
mhm.
that's their father.
Okay.
Uh, very primordial esque. And their mother is Electra, who's a
Hmm,
Oceanid nymph. She is one of
okay.
3,000 daughters of the Titans Oceanus and Tethys.
Damn,
Uh,
3,000 children.
yeah, 3,000
And
daughters.
they're all girl oh, they're all women.
Daughters.
Oh.
And Tethys is a goddess of the sea or
Mhm.
storm clouds, specifically associated with the amber light seen in storm clouds after rain.
Are they related to the Four Seeds?
It didn't really say.
Okay. The children of Four Seas and Cedo, which are a lot of sea creatures as well. That's what I was asking.
Probably.
It's like, the Gorgons, the Gray Eye.
No. No. No.
Okay.
No.
Just random question. Sorry, go on.
Um, and their union also created Iris, the goddess of the rainbow and messenger of the gods, and also
Ooh.
Arche, Arche. It ends with an E, who was the messenger of the Titans during the Titanomachy.
Oh, during the Titanomachy. Okay.
Yeah, there we go. I struggle sometimes with compound words that I feel should not go together.
The only reason that I even know, and I'm the same way, when I first read martyrology, I was like, "Huh?" I had to break it down into like 5 different syllables. No, so the only reason I know it's called the Titanomachy is because I've done research on a lot of things, and so the Titanomachy has come up, and I've heard it through podcasts. I've heard other people saying it.
I might look
So
into that next.
yeah, I want to look into Hesiod's theogony and like, because I have a little bit, but I want to dive deep.
I
Anyway.
mentioned that.
Ooh,
Honorable
okay.
at the end. Fuck yeah.
Ooh, I love Hesiod's theogony though. It's literally written 700-ish BCE. I love it so much. It's a great thing to look at when you're trying to reference the family tree of the Greek gods. Anyway.
Alright, so there are other variant origins where
Mhm.
their father is actually Typhon or Typhus. Typhon is the youngest son of Gaia, which is Earth, and Tartarus, the Abyss. And he's described as a colossal giant whose head brushed the stars. He had 100 dragon heads that could emit various animal sounds, eyes that flashed fire, and 2 massive coiled serpents in place of legs. Basically, this is a variant origin because being descendant of Typhon, uh,
Mhm.
makes them more monstrous. It gives them a monster bloodline. It explains why they are so hideous and why they are just looking at them brings terror to people. But this is like
Mhm.
way down the line. For a reason. Which is why this is a variant.
Oh.
Another origin is that they are children of the union Pontus and Gaia, or
Ooh.
Poseidon, which gives them a more sea and earth primordial emphasis. And Pontus is a protogenos deity in the literal personification of the sea.
Ooh, okay.
So he was born of Gaia alone in the beginning of time, making him the brother of Uranus, the sky, and
Mhm.
Aurea, the mountains. And he's typically shown as like a bearded man rising from the waves, sometimes with like crab claws, horns on his head.
Okay.
And that's the image.
No,
That's
I'm here for it. I like that. I like that a lot. That makes me smile.
fucking crown of crab claws. Jesus, as horns. Fuck. Do they
So is
snap?
it a crown or is it actually like horns coming out of his head?
It's
Valid. I shouldn't have laughed. Ow.
it says it's horns. I got crowned
Okay.
because it's on his head.
Mm. It's where the crown is of the head. Yeah, okay. Anyway, sorry.
But yeah, that concludes the origin of harpies. Now,
Mhm.
Furies. Uh, they have a few things. Some versions, the official version that I was able to see, they don't have a lineage.
Oh, are they like God made?
Nyos.
So, yes and no. Okay, tell me more.
They sprang from the blood spilled on Earth, Gaia, when Uranus was mutilated.
Gaia's asexual anyway, so that doesn't surprise me. And that's actually how Aphrodite came to be as well.
Oh shit. For reals?
Yeah, his dick was cut off and it fell in the ocean, and that's where Aphrodite came from. That's why I say, or that's why I talked about with Eros coming from Aphrodite and sea foam. She came from sea foam as well, because when Uranus's dick was cut off, it fell into the ocean, and she, with the sea foam, became Aphrodite.
Okay.
That's one of her origins, anyway.
Okay.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. So basically, they were born from crimes creates punishment. Earth. Violence against the sky, blood hits the earth. They're born, and they're old because they're born from universe's first ugly power struggle.
Mm-hmm.
And in variants, they're daughters of Nyx,
Oh, wow. Okay.
making them primal, inevitable, and more abstract. And others, they're daughters of Pluto or Hades and Nox, night.
Mm-hmm.
And then in Orphic tradition, they're the daughters of Hades and Persephone, giving them more of the underworld courtly way. They are righteous justice, basically.
Mm-hmm.
But because they're kind of older than the gods are included in punishments.
Oop.
So you know the whole thing with like Perseus and whatnot, like his mother, or like in like mythos where like this random girl is what is it? Oh fucking shit. I had it and then I lost it. Basically it's why gods don't typically try and meddle in the affairs of their children, because if the children dies, that triggers Furies attacking.
Mm.
Harpies are divine punishment and Furies are divine punishment.
Justice. Yeah.
Rated E for everyone.
Equal opportunity murder.
Equal opportunity. But yeah. Alright. And appearances. In description, their earlier iterations, they're more winged maidens. Wind spirits fast as gusts, and Hesiod's style calls them lovely and fair-haired winged figures.
Okay.
So they were beautiful. They weren't
Mm-hmm.
ugly, which kind of contradicts the whole thing with Typhon being their father. And then later, more common with Roman and later writers, they kind of zone in or zoom in on ugly, filthy, hunger pale,
Yeah.
hooked claws, and contaminating presence
Yeah.
and
I
whatnot.
I hate that because like it in so many, and we're noticing this because this is in a lot of our research and this is continuously happening. Romans took Greek fucking myths and beasts and they turned it. You see this with the Gorgons, you know? Hesiod's Theogony, which was written 700 BCE, which we already talked about, tells us that the Gorgons, specifically Medusa, were born Gorgons, whereas Ovid's Metamorphosis, which is a Roman retelling, which was also written over 708 years later, it's wrong. And it also never mentions Athena, and it never mentions Poseidon. It mentions Minerva and Neptune. It never once speaks of Greek gods, but they took a Greek creature and now they've merged and have it. It's pop culture nowadays. I've seen an actual creator saying, Athena wasn't a girl's girl, and I'm like, you're right to a point. The story with Arachne, absolutely, she was vain as fuck, and I've called her out on that myself. Um,
Here's the thing with Arachne, though. Depending on which story it is, Athena actually did her a favor.
it depends on the story, exactly. So
Depends on the story.
that's the thing that I hate. That's the thing that I hate. It depends on the story. You have to find out when these stories were released in order to actually get at least a modicum of honesty and truth. It sucks, you know. I don't know. There's a lot of creators out there that are spreading false information, and I'm like, it's not their fault because that's the information that's out there unless you dive deeper.
Yeah.
These Roman retellings are literally like saying that Frankenstein is real. Like Mary Shelley's Frankenstein is truth. Or, Bram Stoker's Dracula is truth. It's not. Vampires do exist, but not in the way that we think. They do steal our life essence, but not blood. They steal our energy. It's completely different.
I would
It's just, ugh,
argue
it's just one of those things.
Dracula
Mm-hmm.
kind of real. Like that character based on an actual
Well,
person,
yes,
but the blood sucking thing also comes from truth. What was it? Something Bathory, Elizabeth Bathory,
Elizabeth Bathory.
bathing
Yeah,
in
that
blood
was
and whatnot.
her. That was bathing in blood, not drinking blood.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying is like it's based on
Mm.
a little bit of truth.
It's it.
Bram Stoker took two things, two separate things,
Mhm.
merged them into one, and then made a lovely story.
It is a great story, and I'm not saying anything
I'm not
against Bram
saying that
Stoker.
it in and of itself is true. I'm just saying it comes from echoes of truth.
Right, and that's yeah. I'm not saying anything against these stories because I love these stories. I grew up with these stories. I've been to fucking Romania. I learned firsthand about it. Like, I love it. So, this is nothing against any of them. They're dead anyway. But, like, this is nothing against any of them or the stories. But what I'm saying is that these retellings, these Roman and Greek retellings, are basically the same thing as saying that Frankenstein or Dracula or, whatever, Pennywise the Clown. It's like saying that they are factual evidence as opposed to a fictional story. That's what I'm getting at.
Okay.
Yeah. So you have to look into when this information came out.
I find that some people are heavily against change and they don't like to be
Hmm.
wrong. So I kind of go the route of, hey, that's not factual.
Hmm.
Here is the true stuff about it, but that's based on a real person and the
Hmm.
blood based on a true event that happened,
Kind
but
of.
the work of fantasy.
Yeah.
You
It's like the
need
blood
to
comes
know
from blood baths instead of drinking it, and the person was actually a person.
did this, and Dracula is an actual person that you can find.
Hmm. And you can also go to Braun Castle.
Do not let the media brainwash you.
Exactly.
There is so many different retellings, recanting, and different variations of it. It's up to you to figure out which is real, which is fake, and if it's even a thing.
Right. Because
But
see,
I
here's
will say
another thing that you have to consider when it comes to fictional works is if enough people believe in it, they can become a thing called an egregore. So you can quite literally use psychic energy to make something real.
which is where correcting comes into play.
Hmm. But I mean, I'm sorry for the tangent. I'm just like that just drives me crazy because I'm noticing it more and more and more with all these Greek and Roman retellings. You should have just kept things the way that they fucking were instead of changing it to be more palatable. Anyway,
Mm,
I
it's
know
not
why they
just
did it.
palatable, it's also to fit their own
Narrative,
narrative.
exactly. Well, that's what I mean by making it more palatable, as in like it fits in with what the style of thinking is. It means that you're not into that style of thinking that goes against what you are, so you feel some type of way about it. That's what I mean by palatable. It basically doesn't match the flavor profile that you're going for, so you make it match the flavor profile. If that makes any sense. But sorry for the tangent. Go on. I'll be quiet.
The last iteration of their appearance kind of just anatomy heavy. Uh, woman's face, upper body, just add wings, bird legs, and talons. And
So they looked exactly like sirens?
yeah, or sometimes a bird body with a woman's head, depending on the era and who's telling the
Okay.
story.
Okay.
So it's just, yeah. I think they were supposed to, like, at that point, kind of replace sirens in appearance for story. So that then the
Okay.
sirens would be mermaid creatures and then Harpies
Mhm.
would be the flying creatures.
So their transformation was a medieval thing, probably.
For it just Yeah,
Mhm.
very
Well, yeah,
late.
because the mermaids, sirens turning into mermaids was a medieval invention, so I feel that. Okay, that makes sense. I don't like it, but it makes sense.
Don't have to like it. It's just there.
Hey, yeah, and that's okay. Go on.
All right, and moving on to Furies. In the beginning, it was consistent. Black or dark clothing, snakes, whether it's entangled in their hair, it is their hair, entangled in their arms, or they're using them as whips.
Ooh.
Yeah, man, they were punishment. Sometimes they would have torches, but basically they were supposed to read as holy dread.
Yeah, okay, I see it.
Sometimes they have wings, sometimes they don't. One of the reasons why they do and don't have wings, sometimes they are portrayed as with wings, sometimes they're not, is because it was so easy to confuse them with harpies for
Right,
authors. And like some authors will say that they have wings, while others emphasize they are wingless.
right, to try and differentiate.
One of these authors that portrays them with wings is Aeschylus. Aeschylus's Eumenides, where the priestess compares them to harpies and gorgons, while noting the differences between the three.
Okay.
So in that one, they did have snakes in their hair, if not as their hair. In the later iterations or depictions that they have, they read less like monsters and more like agents.
Mhm.
Like they're not just described as physically foreboding, but they carry a sense of authority that terrifies people.
Oh, this is interesting.
Ooh, what happened?
So you were talking about transformations, and I had just gotten to that part. Apparently in Eumenides, Athena transforms them into the Eumenides, or the kindly ones. Their appearance shifts from terrifying chthonic hags to civic protectors of Athens, a theological evolution from blood vengeance to structured legal justice.
Yeah,
Hmm.
there's a story to that one.
Yeah. Are you,
There is a
you,
story.
I was like, I'm
I,
sorry. I was looking it up.
no,
I'm
you're
sorry.
good.
I was
I have
curious.
the honorable mention.
Nice.
Fuck yeah. Art depicted them with a bird body, a woman head, sometimes a woman torso,
Mm-hmm.
plus big wings and talon feet. Oh shit.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this is the art for them. Okay, I separated the description and the art. Okay, for harpies.
Mm-hmm.
Art typically depicted them with bird body and a woman head, sometimes torso,
Mm-hmm.
big wings, talon feet,
Right.
and often sometimes they were off earlier. They were often drawn with a clean, almost elegant silhouette.
Mm-hmm.
Even though they were described as disgusting at this point in time, Greek vases would still stylize them as pretty.
Mm-hmm.
Long flowing gold locks, beautiful faces.
Mm-hmm.
And later on, they were diminished to often raptors with women head and arms built for speed and snatching.
Okay.
And then Furies, they kind of just like, they almost stayed a little stagnant. It's just depending on the authors, one or two things would change.
Mm-hmm.
They look like women in huntress clothes and boots with snakes in their arms, hairs, and sometimes they have wings.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, in art, they were always closing in on a figure. But it is to be noted that the figure is guilty. They are guilty of something.
Right, like it wasn't random.
It was never random. And it was supposed to show and depict the horror in the pursuit. The man or the person's, the figure's posture, body language, it was supposed to depict that, like, they are terrified.
Well, it's like, yeah, I
And
mean, it's like being chased by a cop. It sucks.
with a whip that is a snake.
I mean, if you're into
That is
that, if
terrifying!
you're into that, don't.
Man.
Fuck! Don't look at me
And
like that.
the vibe they were trying to convey was an inevitability,
Mm-hmm.
no matter what, and good fucking reason. It was the Harpies' jobs to enforce divine punishment for the gods. So that whole thing with Athena punishing Arachne,
Mm-hmm.
depending on the story that you got, Arachne made an entire tapestry, beautiful, depicting all of the faults of the gods.
Mm-hmm.
Every blunder, every embarrassing story that
Mm-hmm.
she has heard, she depicted in this cloth, and Athena punished her, turned her into a spider.
Well, it wasn't just that she was punishing her for. She was also punishing her for basically being a braggart and saying that she was always better than Athena and things like that too. So I mean, there was more to it than just that. But yes, you're right.
There was more to it. Basically, they were called upon if you insult the gods, or violate a boundary, or if the gods believe that you deserve a targeted
Right.
torment. And their modes of executing the punishment was starvation by theft and ruin.
Oh, fuck.
It's not just hunger, it's the cruelty of watching relief arrive and then get ripped away.
Oh, that is fucked.
The
Woof.
relentless torment and fear. They're fast, screaming, sudden. It feels like living under constant aerial attack. There is no peace and there is no stability.
Yeah. Oh, that's rough. Damn.
Abduction, or carried off by the wind. In some tradition, they're used as snatchers. They snatch people, yanked out of the human world as if the storm itself decided, you're done here.
God damn.
You're done. Yoink.
That's insane, dude.
Contamination and making a place unlivable. Harpies have a power. It's called fouling. The fouling motive is big. What should sustain you becomes disgusting. Your home becomes unsafe. Normal life becomes impossible. They touch your food. It goes bad. It goes foul. It is inedible.
Oh, fuck.
So even if they don't take the food from you, they will foul it.
God, so no matter what, you're fucked.
Yeah. Forced exile by terror. They don't need to kill a person. They can drive a person away from food and shelter and community by making those things unattainable. So everything that I have just listed culminates to this.
Jeez.
You have become, essentially, an untouchable.
Or an undesirable?
Yeah? Everything around you dies, perishes, fouls.
Great.
Let me tack on that harpies are the external punishment.
Right.
Furies, punishing of guilt crimes, especially kin murder, oath breaking, and violations of sacred bonds. They are the internal punishment.
Mmm.
Basically, if you shed kin blood, betray sacred bonds or oaths, you're done.
Well, shit.
They mostly are tied to blood guilt. If your blood is guilty, they're coming after you. They are the cosmic moral punishment. And these are the modes of execution for punishment.
Mm-hmm.
Unending pursuit. They hunt you. You can run, you can hide, but they will find. It doesn't matter. There's no safe place while the guilt still stands.
Mm-hmm.
Madness, terror, and hallucination. Fuck, what the fuck is wrong with me?
It's okay. That was me during Laughing Jack and the Russian sleep experiment. I got you. You're good.
They are famous for driving offenders into frenzy, paranoia, waking nightmares, especially in the sense of being watched, judged, and about to be seized.
Ooh.
And because of that, insomnia and torment of conscience. You don't sleep, and that's practically the brand.
Oh boy. So do they kill you or do they let you die from the side effects of what they do?
Yes and no. You have two options. You either, in a sense, go with them and be judged and pay for the crime that you have committed, or you can perish.
Where do they get judged? In the underworld with the 12 judges or?
I believe so, yeah.
Okay. All right.
This sentence is 24/7.
Right.
You always feel like you're being watched. They're always, always right behind you.
Right.
Social and legal ruin, or pollution and miasma. Greeks thought that certain crimes create miasma, which is a stain or a pollution of the body.
Right.
The Furies embody the fact that your presence becomes dangerous to others until you're purified or judged. So either you exile yourself or your friends and loved ones exile you.
I mean, I already exile myself, so I'd just do that, but
No, because of the bad blood, the miasma that you have within yourself, you are dangerous to society. You are a plague, a moral plague, in essence.
I am a plague bearer.
Jesus.
That's how
Um,
I announced to my sisters that I was sick. I was like, "Look, guys, I'm a plague bearer, so if you don't see me for a couple weeks, I'm sorry. That's why." So, I am a plague bearer.
they also do this thing, binding the guilty to a curse cycle.
That sucks.
And basically it means that when you've been bound to a curse cycle, it means that there have been enough people in your families that have committed the same crime.
Oh shit.
Repeated blood crimes.
So are they paying for everybody in the bloodlines blood crime?
It, if enough people have killed their kin, whether that be their mother, their father,
Mm-hmm.
their kids, their nieces, their nephews,
Mm-hmm.
if it spans more than a few generations, then the consequences just roll through the
Okay.
generations, one to the next.
Okay. That's what I thought
One
was
to the
happening,
next.
but I wanted to clarify. I'm sorry. I didn't ask it. I didn't ask properly.
In later portrayals, physical torment. This is where it's kind of just more leaning towards snakes for whips, or just snakes entangling them,
Mm-hmm.
whips and torches. They're more depicted as torturers rather than just,
Do the snakes bite and inject venom?
I don't know if they inject venom because you would die eventually.
Yeah.
And this is,
But I mean, this is a godly venom, so I don't know if that's any different.
it's painful as
Eh,
fuck.
Right. Because there are snake bites that hurt like hell but don't actually kill.
Yeah,
So, personified guilt. Oh, that's scary.
yeah. And that's basically what they're supposed to be, kind of. Morals and warnings that they each represent. Harpies warn that the outside world and the gods can strip your stability fast, especially if you've earned it. And that would typically include thinking you can outsmart divine punishment.
Which you cannot.
You think you're smart? You think you're cute? Don't do it.
Yeah, no.
Uh,
None of us are Odysseus.
they also symbolize and warn of the chaos of the world outside civilization. The world can snatch things from you without warning: food, safety, even people.
Right.
As harpies are supposed to be like faster, fast, faster than birds and faster than the storms that they inhabit.
Hmm.
Nature, there's a storm,
And you never know when it's going to roll through.
never.
Hmm.
Nothing is guaranteed. Impiety and arrogance, attached to someone who offended the gods or violated sacred boundaries, or warned against hubris and crossing lines,
Hmm.
which kind of attaches to the story of Arachne that I heard, which was she was arrogant and she was making fun of the gods.
Hmm. She absolutely
She
was.
offended them. And so it's just like, in my way of thinking, like if that is the story, which is the first story I ever heard of Arachne,
Hmm.
Athena kind of did her a favor. Could you imagine what the Harpies would have done to her if Athena hadn't given her a punishment?
Oh, that's fair. Yeah.
Just,
I didn't think about that.
yeah, which is why I kind of brought it up. It's like, yeah, in that version, that was a favor.
Okay, fair enough.
She still makes beautiful tapestry.
Hmm.
And it's just like, but also contamination as a consequence. Some actions will spoil what should sustain you. Kind of like when you're feeling guilty about something and you just don't want to eat.
Right.
That's the heartbeat talking.
Oh, great.
It's
Well,
just
if the harpies could leave me alone sometimes, that'd be great.
Just spoiled your appetite.
I'm guilty over literally nothing because I'm a people pleaser.
Furies warn that some crimes summon consequences that chase you until the world agrees you have been judged. It warns against kin murder and family betrayal. Don't spill your own bloodline's blood. Killing parents, siblings, children, spouses. Those crimes break reality's rules and they summon the Furies.
Yeah, Mr. Cleary.
The gods are at the mercy of the Furies, which is why whenever there's like myths about like Zeus's kids, Hera doesn't outright go out and try and kill them
Mm-hmm.
because they are her husband's kids.
Mm-hmm.
And that would still count as,
Family murder.
yeah, it would still count.
Right. By
So
marriage.
she's always like sending them off on like journeys and quests and things that should kill them
Right.
because
Or turning them into
she
peacocks.
didn't do it. She didn't touch them.
Right.
And it's why even Zeus fears the Furies
Mm-hmm.
because he has so many fucking kids. Oh my god.
Yeah.
He is just so fucking happy that Furies don't go after people who cheat.
Yeah. Which that's morally wrong. But
But he
it's
was
not.
towing the line,
Yeah.
and he understood that.
Yeah.
Because the other one for Furies are oath breaking and perjury.
And that is oath breaking in a way because he's married.
He promised to uh be faithful
Right.
to
I mean,
Hera.
we don't know what they
She
promised.
promised on the River Styx that she would always be faithful to him and that he would be her one and only. He did not make such a promise.
Well, I mean, he left his first wife for Hera while they were still together, so I mean, yeah.
He kind of learned his lesson not to make such fucking promises, but it's to the detriment of a lot of people. Sworn promises mattered hugely in Greek life and religion,
Mm,
and the Furies warn to take your promises seriously
right.
because the consequences might be more than you can bear.
Right.
Violating xenia and sacred social bonds, hospitality, guest right, protection of suppliants. And these were they were considered holy manners. So they were considered cosmic rules.
Mm-hmm.
Show hospitality to your guests.
Right. I mean, that's just basic manners, but
Yeah. But there's a reason why it's a holy manner. It's the reason why it's so heavily hit on,
mm,
you know? Somebody didn't follow it, and then they got punished.
yeah. I almost went off on a tangent. Sorry. It was
Oh, you're
relating to
fine.
it, but it wasn't. It's out of the mythos.
It reminded me of like the Minotaur episode,
Yeah.
where like the not the father of the Minotaur, but the husband of the mother of the
Minos.
Minotaur, right? Yeah, yeah. Wasn't he the one that would have you lay on a bed and if you didn't fit the bed and you were too
No, 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 no,
small,
no.
he'd stretch you?
No.
I'm getting
That was a dude when God, what's the hero's name? No, Minos, the only thing that he did, Poseidon gave him a white bull to
I
sacrifice
know
to
about that.
Poseidon, but he didn't do that. So then he punished Minos by making Pasiphae fall in love with the white bull. That was Minos' crime. I cannot remember. I can't remember the
But
guy's
there's this
name.
one guy
I know who you're talking
in
about. It's in that episode. I know who you're talking about. I just listened to that episode not too long ago.
yeah, that's why I was like I kind of mix them together is cuz like I remember it's in the Minotaur episode. The guy would basically like if you were too small, he'd stretch you out until you fit
And then
and
if you're
you would
too
die.
big, he would cut
And
off
if
your
you were
limbs.
tall,
Yeah.
yeah, he'd cut off your feet, whatever didn't fit on the bed, and then you would die of blood loss, basically. And that didn't technically go against rules of hospitality. He offered them a bed,
Mm-hmm.
and he offered to help them.
Fit the bed. Yeah.
But then that leads directly into my next point: escaping justice through technicalities.
Mm-hmm.
You think you're smart? Moral debt doesn't vanish because you have an argument.
Right. Procristes. That's who it was. It was a
Okay.
bed of justice, is what he called it. I could
Ah,
not remember for the life of me because I was like, no,
me neither.
I know for sure that wasn't Minosh, but I was like, who the fuck is that? Because that was in the story of the hero, and I can't remember which hero it was. It wasn't Perseus, was it? It wasn't Perseus,
Odyssey?
huh?
Odyssey,
No, no,
right?
no, that's not the Odyssey. Theseus.
No, was it in the Odyssey or
No,
okay.
that's a different story, as far as I'm aware.
And I
Hold on, let me.
too much. Too
Yeah, well, I
much.
mean, let me look it up. It was Theseus. Yeah, Theseus is the one who killed him, not. I don't think Procrustes was in the Odyssey, but I'm gonna look it up. No, he was not.
Okay. And then the last one, the illusion that you can outrun guilt.
Mm,
They are the personification of it follows.
right?
It's not just it's your conscience. And you know what? When I read It Follows, I had to put that in there because it just reminded me of the movie It Follows, and it's just like maybe those are furries.
Maybe.
Maybe it's a fury.
I don't know. I haven't seen it.
We gotta watch it.
We just have
Jesus.
a growing list of to be watched.
I know. It's just your
And we've gotten absolutely zero comments about hanging out and watching Stranger Things, so
That's fine.
yeah,
You and me and you can hang out.
this is true. We can still go live and do it. It doesn't really matter. But anyway.
All right. Mentions. Harpies are mentioned in quite a few literature.
Mhm.
One of them being Hesiod's Theogony. And they're mentioned as in a sentence. She bore swift Iris and the long-haired Harpies. And the Harpies, oh shit, I forgot to put their names down. All right, well, there's only 3 of them that really have names.
Mhm.
There's Aelo, which means storm swift.
Okay.
Got to keep that storm motif.
Mhm.
And Occipite,
Mhm.
which is swift wing. There's also another one. Like those are the only 2 really.
Mentioned.
And sometimes there's a Seleno,
Okay.
which is the dark one.
Which is the
And
what you
she's
cut out.
considered the dark one,
Okay, sorry, you cut out.
Seleno. She's considered the leader, and she's also a prophetess of doom in Roman texts. So
Hmm.
she's made canon in the Roman texts, where in Homer, in the stories, there
Like
is
Odyssey and
another
Iliad.
one named there's one named Podarge, which is Fleetfoot, and she is the mother of the immortal horses of Achilles with Zephyrus, the West Wind.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and basically in this excerpt with the Theogony, it just tells us about the genealogy of harpies. They're introduced as divine and daemonic beings with names treated like part of the cosmos.
Right.
In Homer's Iliad, they're mentioned in this sentence where Xanthus and Balius, swift as the wind, whom Podarge the harpy conceived with the west wind. And that's talking about how Podarge is named the mother of Achilles' immortal horses.
Okay.
In the Odyssey, the Snatchers, Harpies, snatched the girls and carried them off and gave them to the hateful Irenaeus to be their handmaids.
Gotcha.
The context of this, a character is recalling a mythic example of sudden abduction. This is one of the few lines that directly links Harpies with the Furies.
Oh, okay.
Which, fuck!
Yeah.
Imagine being taken by Harpies and then given to Furies.
No,
Fuck.
thank you.
Okay, and in Apollonius Rhodius, the Argonautica Book 2, the Harpies, swooping down from some unseen den of destruction, ever snatched the food from my mouth. And this is, the context of this is the most famous Harpy job, the most famous thing that the Harpies have ever done. They tormented the prophet Phineas by stealing and ruining his food as punishment.
Mhm.
So basically stealing and fouling everything.
Right.
Phineas, I did some research on him.
Look at you. You went all in. I'm so proud.
He was being punished for revealing God's secrets.
Oops.
Yeah.
Oops.
Yeah. Jesus.
Big oop.
Yeah. And I don't even want to go into how long that fucking took because I didn't go into how fucking long that fucking took, but it's been a while.
Mhm.
It's a long fucking while. They're also mentioned in Virgil's Aeneid Book 3. Aeneid? Aeneid?
How do you spell it?
Aeneid.
Oh, the Aeneid?
Yeah.
Okay.
Book 3. These birds have the faces of virgin girls.
Okay. Really
How
fucking
could you
weird
tell?
way to put that. To be fair, back
That
then,
is.
virgin didn't mean that you hadn't had sex before. Virgin just meant that you were unmarried. So,
Oh.
yeah. That's something that you also have to take into context with all these rewritings. It's like they're a virgin. No. No.
You're gonna hate my sister.
Huh?
Hate my sister.
I already hate your sister.
Oh,
I already hate your entire
Jesus.
family except maybe your brother.
Context of that sentence is Aeneas's crew lands, feasts, and the Harpies descend, stealing and fouling the food. Son of a bitch, the food! The fucking food! Not the food.
That would be torment for me. That would be absolute torment for me.
Virgil gives the classic beautiful face, monstrous body contrast.
Mhm.
Could you imagine a beautiful faced woman just like comes in and then all of a sudden just like snatches up all the food?
I'd be like, no, bitch, bring that shit back. I have so many weapons. I will throw axes.
And everything they touch but don't eat fouls.
I would be so mad. I would be so mad.
Ah.
I could not.
Another from Aeneid Book 3. But suddenly the Harpies arrive, snatching at the food and fouling everything with their filthy touch.
Mm-hmm.
The context of this is the Harpies are contamination. The punishment is spoiling the food and sustenance and making a place unlivable.
That is true suffering.
Watching all that food, and then some wild bitch comes along and just fucking eats it all.
Or ruins it.
Yeah.
And makes it fucking rot and fester. Rotting is festering, so either way.
Oh yeah, and then another mention of Celaeno
Mm-hmm.
is in Aeneid Book 3. Only Celaeno, ominous prophetess, settles on a high cliff and bursts out. And the context of this is that the harpy Celaeno delivers the famous curse and prophecy, threatening famine. Harpies became not just attackers, but speakers of fate.
Great.
And then they also have a mention in Dante's Inferno.
Interesting.
This is where they start invading Christian texts and canon.
I mean, Dante's Inferno is not necessarily canon.
It's not, but it's still used. It's basically fan fiction, but still people do use his text when describing hell.
Right.
So it's yes and no. It's one of those things of like...
It's the same thing that we were talking about earlier, where
Yeah.
they're using a fictional text as factual evidence.
Yeah.
I know.
And in Dante's Inferno, they're mentioned, there do the hideous harpies make their nests. And the context is that they inhabit the suicidal souls forest. Basically, the souls make up a tree, or many trees. Each soul is a tree, and the harpies will sit and make nests on them, and as they're feeding on the trees, do the soul's pain and suffering take vocal form.
So the trees start screaming?
Yes and no. Not them exactly, but when the harpies kind of like eat of them, it's kind of confusing whether or not the harpies, like as they're peeling away the food, that it kind of acts as a mouse and until like it snaps off. Either way, it's supposed to just be like disturbing. It's just
all right,
and it's suicide forest basically.
So it's Akigohara.
Yeah, it's just they self-destructed and now they're being punished by those who are destroying them. They hurt themselves and so therefore the harpies, because they are now trees, will hurt them for them. Eternal punishment.
That sucks. You shouldn't be punished for... Never mind. I'm not going to get into that.
All right, next. Yeah. It's a sad thing. No empathy.
Well, and here's the thing, is like most people that commit suicide are already being tormented. They're already paying for it.
Basically, the way that it's seen, it isn't that you're being tormented in life. I mean, it's seen as you are so callous with the gift of life that God has given you that you spat in his face and took your own life to spite him, and now you are being punished for spiting him. That's kind of the way that it's seen.
Right. I hate that. I'm sorry. I hate that. Anyway, moving
It
on.
doesn't make sense to anybody with empathy, but it's just
Yeah.
a statement. A callous one.
Right. And that just makes me wonder though. It's just like who deifies a god that would punish you for being tortured all your life?
Stockholm Syndrome people.
Yeah. And again, this is nothing against Christians or anything that again, I say all the time. I have nothing against Christians or Christianity itself. It's just that's one of the things. It's like I know that this is also a fictional work of art, so that's something that you take into consideration as well. But I mean, even according to the Bible, God has done horrible things, allowed horrible things, told people to do horrible things, and then tells people to be nice to each other.
They see it as a test. He is testing your morality. He will inflict torment upon you, but it is up to you to persevere.
Yeah, but that's crap. Regardless of anything, I've been tested by gods. Not to that, severity or extremity, but like, I've been tested by gods. I'm constantly tested by gods. I fail a lot. I pass sometimes. And that's great. But to be literally tested your entire life for a possible chance at eternal paradise, which by the way is not even eternal, because you get reincarnated. So, and on the other side of that, for hell, to only be nice and kind because there is a threat of eternal damnation, which again is not eternal. I don't know. It's just weird to me. Morg makes me think about these things.
It's just the way that I was taught. God is a jealous God,
Well, we know.
and
We know.
that's basically where a lot of it stems from.
Well, yeah, and
And basically, people see it as, oh, he's testing me because I have shown that for example, me, I put my cat before God. I love my cat dearly. I would never allow anything to
mhm,
happen to him.
mhm.
And typically, the story would go that God would put a test to me and I would have to sacrifice my cat. If you do not sacrifice your
That's so
cat,
cruel, though.
then you have proven that material or worldly materials matter more to you than God. So therefore, you do not deserve heaven.
And that's just so cruel. But I mean,
God is
were
a
you
jealous
saying
God.
that God is a jealous God? And you're right. And you're absolutely right. Even Morg, he talks about this. God, the Christian and Catholic, that God is not a single God. He was from a pantheon that he pulled himself out of and said, fuck all of you. And there is actual ancient texts describing this.
Gnostics? I know that the Gnostics kind of like were talking about that, but
Right.
Christian
There's
crusades
ancient texts.
kind of like tried wiping them out.
Yeah,
So there's not many surviving ones, or if there are, then they're very tight-lipped about it. But a lot
exactly.
of the tests stem from jealousy. Noah's Ark.
Yeah, yeah.
His entire village was flooded away, and it was up to Noah to have two of every species. And he basically turned down everybody else. Everybody thought that he was crazy, and they were worshiping their own gods, and then God wiped the slate clean.
Which again is completely fucking cruel. You would destroy an entire world. All these people that you say were made in your image, all these people that you say you made, you would destroy all because they used the free will that you gave them? Mm-mm. Shit drives me nuts.
Moving on to Furies.
Right?
They are mentioned in Hesiod's Theogony as well.
Right.
They're mentioned. Earth received them all, and when the years rolled round, she gave birth to stern Furies, Erinyes. Or Erinyes. The context is their origin story is cosmic. They are born from bloodshed falling to the earth, and thus
Right.
cementing.
So they're technically primordials.
Yeah,
Hmm.
cementing them as blood guilt personified. They are
Right.
born from the blood spilt and the guilt that lingers.
Right.
And then they're mentioned in Homer's Iliad. Ye that in the world below take vengeance, whosoever hath sworn a false oath, ye be witnesses. Context of that being during the formal truce and oath ritual. What is that? Agamemnon?
Agamemnon?
Yeah, Agamemnon calls on underworld avengers, the Furies, to punish perjury.
Okay, so then they do take you to be judged by the 12. Okay, yeah. Sorry, go on.
Yeah, just not a lot of people go for that option.
Well, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, Minos is actually one of those judges now.
oh hey.
Yeah. When he died, he became a judge in Hades. Yeah. Sorry, random fact. Anyway.
Oh, you're good. And then again, in the Odyssey, they were mentioned. The Snatchers snatched the girls, gave them to the hateful Harpies to be their handmaidens.
Right.
And in the context of this shows that the Harpies appear as dread underworld powers that receive abducted mortals as attendants, showing their reach beyond just murder punishment.
Right. And the Furies delivered them personally.
The Harpies delivered them.
You just said the Furies delivered them to the Harpies.
No, the Snatchers, the Harpies, snatched the girls and gave. It's the same sentence as the one before, where the Harpies snatched up the girls, gave them to the Furies, and then they became handmaids.
The words that came out of your mouth were they gave them to the Harpies.
Irenaeus.
You didn't say Irenaeus, you said Harpies.
Fucking shit! Did I tongue tie myself?
I think so, because now I'm confused.
Snatchers.
The Snatchers were the Harpies. Okay, because the way you said that, I was like, what?
Harpies are Snatchers. They are predators, whereas Irenaeus or Furies are cosmic punishment.
Gotcha.
And that's how you can differentiate the two.
Mm-hmm.
One is a predator, God made, God obeying. The other is cosmic punishment. Cosmic made, follows no commands.
Right.
And then Ascellus Amenides, they're mentioned as a hound tracks a wounded fawn, so we track him by the drops of blood. And in this context, the Furies speak as a chorus hunting Orestes for matricide.
He killed his mom.
And this is where the relentless pursuit comes from. The imagery and then the unrelenting.
Okay.
And they're also mentioned in the same text, the smell of human blood gives me a smiling welcome. And this is the context of their horror is visceral and judicial. They're drawn to blood guilt.
Right.
Like blood in the water to sharks.
Right.
And in Euripides' Orestes, they're mentioned. There's no really one good sentence, but in the context that they are mentioned in it is that Orestes has a sickness and a terror repeatedly framed around being hounded by avengers, which is often identified and often attributed to the Furies.
Right.
So there really isn't a sentence in it. It's just like it's theorized, and it's just like avengers. It's typically reminiscent and pointing to Furies.
Gotcha.
And in Virgil's Aeneid, how do you say it again?
Aeneid.
Aeneid.
Mm-hmm.
They're mentioned.
Or you could say Aeneid.
Aeneid.
That might help you better. Aeneid.
The sentence that they are featured in, she summoned Alecto, the grief bringer, from the house of the fatal Furies, from the infernal shadows. And this is, in this context, this is a Roman epic, which uses Furies as a war starter.
Did you mean Electa or Electra? Because you said Electa.
Alecto.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Uses a Fury as a war starter. Juno deploys Alecto to infect people with rage and ignite conflict. Which, not usually how they're supposed to be used, but this is Roman text.
Right, that's what I was going to say, because when you said Juno, I was like, that's a Roman retelling.
This is from a Roman epic. And then Dante's Inferno mentions Furies. The 3 infernal Furies stained with blood who had the limbs of women. And in this context, Dante imports the classical Furies into Hell's gatekeeping scene. Symbols of terror, accusation, and spiritual obstruction.
Damn, okay.
And that's about all I've got. I have a compare and contrast thing. You know, the 2 circles and the similarities. So the only things that they really have in common, at the end of the session of the story, the only things that these women have in common is that they're women, they're inescapable, and they're terrifying punishment. It's just that Harpies follow Zeus. They follow Zeus's commands because they are born of gods. But they follow Zeus's commands typically because they're of his domain. They're of sky and sea.
Right.
And Zeus
And Storm.
is king of the sky.
Right.
And so they must defer to him. They're a being of two worlds, but he is the king of one of those domains.
Right.
Whereas Furies don't have such ties. And their titles are typically for Harpies, Snatchers, and Predators, whereas for Furies, they are Avengers, Justice, and Vengeance. And that's typically the only things that I really had for it. Just
All right. Well,
I'm sorry it was all over the place.
That's fine. It's okay. I just have some editing to do. It's fine. But all right. Well, thank you for that informative session. That was fun. You want to find us on Facebook? We are Sisters of the Macabre. We are also SOTM podcast page. Instagram, we are SOTM podcast 1. And oh my god, my breath. Sorry, I ran out of breath. And then podcast is Sisters of the Macabre podcast at gmail.com. Okay, thanks. We love you. Bye.
Bye.